Hi guys, I'm updating my Henna Indigo video with just a few little tweaks that might help you in case you're not getting an effective color, or if it's not covering, the coverage is not good. Okay, so make sure to watch my first video to get the basics. I try to tell you everything I possibly can on how to do the two-step henna and indigo method for dyeing your hair black. Okay, so watch that one first, and if you're not getting the result that you want, then watch this video. Okay, so first of all, you cannot dye your hair black if you mix henna and indigo. Okay, you cannot mix them, because if you mix them, what happens is henna will just take over and you're not gonna get, you won't even get brown hair really. I've tried it. I've been dyeing my hair like this for 14 years and I've tried every combination you can think to try to like streamline this process. What you cannot streamline is you cannot streamline the two steps. You have to do it in two steps if you want black hair. You also cannot cut the time that you let the dye sit on your head. You cannot shorten it any shorter than like 4 hours. And when I first started dyeing my hair 14 years ago, my hair was still like an even kind of brown color, and I wanted to start dyeing it red, which is why I had visited India, so I stocked up on a bunch of henna because I wanted to have red hair. But now I like black hair. But when I first started, my hair was uniformly brown, but now I have to tell you, this part of my hair right here, like the Bride of Frankenstein, it's all actually naturally white. And I just want to show you, like, I dyed my hair last night and like it covered it really, really well, this two-step method. Okay, so again, watch my first video to find out the basics. Now let me tell you how to refine the two steps. If you're having trouble, especially if you have stubborn white hair covering gray hair, try this, okay? In my first video, I told you that what you need to do is mix the henna with hot water and mix it with lemon juice and let it sit overnight, okay? I'm finding that if you can extend that overnight period just by like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, it actually intensifies the color, okay? So meaning, let's say you sleep for 8 hours. If you can let it extend by just maybe 4 hours past that when you wake up and then apply it, it seems that the color is a lot more adherent to the hair strand for me. So, okay, so that's my little trick on the henna step, is before you apply it, instead of waiting 8 hours to apply it, try waiting 12 hours before you apply it. And then let it sit on your head for, let's say, yesterday I applied it around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then I washed it out at around 5 or 5:30. So I left it on for pretty much the entire day, a long time, and it dyed everything red. All my roots were like bright fire engine red. Okay, so I just washed it out with water. Don't use shampoo or conditioner to wash it out. Just water, make sure it's all washed out. Then, when you apply indigo, this is how you can tweak it to get a more effective indigo application. Because what happens is if you dump all the indigo you're going to use in your cup and then add your hot water, I don't know what it is about indigo, but indigo tends to dry out really quickly, and you need your indigo to be the consistency of like a really thick glue, okay? So it needs to be a little bit runny for it to actually adhere to the hair strand. If it's too dry, it's not gonna color anything, but you don't want it too liquidy or it's gonna run everywhere. So indigo is very tricky, okay? Once you find that sweet spot, you'll know what I'm talking about, but basically you want it to be like gluey but not super runny, and you need to like babysit it because it will dry out. But this is how I'm finding the best way to do it, is instead of dumping all your indigo in the cup and then adding hot water, you're gonna add your hot water and then dumping salt in, because you need salt because otherwise it won't stick to the hair strand. And you need some lemon juice because this also, the acid helps the dye release. So you need all 4 of those things: indigo, hot water, salt, and lemon juice. But what happens is if you apply all those things together and stir it up and apply it, it starts, how do I say this? Okay, henna is very different because henna takes a long time for the dye to release before you apply it. Indigo has a much shorter window of time for that initial dye release to stick to your hair strand. Okay, on the package it says mix it up and leave it, apply it within 15 minutes. And I'm actually finding that 15 minutes is almost too long. When I wait 15 minutes and try to apply it to my hair, the next day I can still see white and gray coming through. So what I'm doing, this is my biggest tweak here, is I'm only adding just a little bit of powder to the cup, maybe to this first line, and then I will mix it with the water, dump my salt in, dump a little lemon juice in, and mix that up, and I just apply this much to like this area of my head, and then I will stop and I'll mix up another small amount and apply that to my head, and then apply over here, and then mix up some more and apply it to the back, okay? Versus doing it all at once, because what happens is even if you apply it instantaneously after mixing up a whole bunch of it, it will only stick to that initial part of your head, and the rest of your head, it gets more faded and faded and faded. So in order to capture the maximum amount of dye release and application, you're gonna wanna do it in stages. And it does get messy because you're using gloves, of course, during this whole thing. Here's my nasty gloves. You're using these gloves and they're gonna get all messy and everything. So just make sure that you wipe everything down at the end, but take it in stages, okay? So to summarize my tweaking here, the henna step, wait a little bit longer before you apply it. Instead of 8 hours, wait maybe 12 hours. And the trick for getting really good indigo, really strong black, a really strong even black color, is to mix up just a little bit at a time and apply just that little bit at a time. And that way you'll get like a really even coverage. And like even over here I have some grays, but they're covered really nicely. So that might help you, especially since in my last video my hair was shorter, and so you can kind of get away with it when your hair is short, but now that my hair is growing out, it needs more time to apply to all the areas. So hopefully this helps you, and just let me know if you have any questions in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.